Well, actually, while he's prevalent, I think you want to talk about Etrigan.
Not really. He's not as good as everyone says he is, but Slovis was right. He's available, and I understand that.
Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today, I have Kage, M4, and Joker.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Wash your hands.
Hello.
And today we are having a villains mega episode. So we're going to be talking about 3 of the 4 new villains that have joined the DC universe, and we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So we'll save Joker for last, since I know you have a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to share on Joker. So let's start with Owlman. He is a little bit of a disappointment to me, just because I had high expectations, but overall I think he's a solid character. Kage, what are your initial thoughts on him?
He does kind of things Steppenwolf does. I'm still trying to test out comps that I would run Owlman instead of Steppenwolf. My biggest gripe with him is his 2, the self-buff move. It applies to a random ally, so that's not too helpful. And then his
And it's 50%.
Yeah, and it's applying. He applies hit chance up to an ally when he crits. So, and he's got a crit based kit, so that's good. It's just kind of evasion is just not really a thing right now. So it's really hard for me to evaluate his kit when he's not under the evasion meta.
Joker, have you geared him yet?
Yes, I have.
What are your thoughts?
I'm actually enjoying him. I swap him in and out for Two-Face with the Steppenwolf Black Adam comp, and it's really just geared towards making Black Adam devastate everything. So every once in a while it's nice bouncing him on in there and getting the crit ups on to Black Adam because Steppenwolf's making sure that everyone's doing a crit pretty much. So.
Joker, have you ran him with Ares yet?
No, I haven't.
I haven't tried that either.
I feel like it could be some good synergy there, but I haven't found it yet.
M4, what are you thinking of him?
So if you think he's a red Steppenwolf, you'd be wrong. He's kind of like a Steppenwolf light. However, he has his uses, and so in Siege he's very useful because 2 of his moves buff. But outside of Siege, I've been messing around with him and Steppenwolf on the same team. So I tried to run him with Batwoman and Black Adam, and it's so fun to see Batwoman kick Harley Quinn and not miss. It's so much fun watching that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some synergies to be had. He's really good with Lex, especially in Siege. Overall, I was expecting him to be basically a red Steppenwolf out of leader, which you'll be sorely disappointed if that's the expectation you're going into it. He's a solid character. He's not anything super exciting, but he does a decent job at what he does. For Legendary Order, I know a lot of people want to take his 3 early. I personally see 0 value to it because it misses. So I like his 4, 2, 1, 3, 5. I think his 5 is probably decent if Wonder Girl didn't exist, but she, especially after all her sales, she is just out in full force, and there's lots of high rebirth versions of her out there, and she just destroys everything right now. So I don't know if I'll ever take his 5, but anybody think completely differently on that?
For regular usage, what you gave out is fine, but for Siege, I would recommend 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah, for Siege, I
One-
definitely would agree that.
1 is so important, so you can proc Lex's passive on him.
Yep.
Do you have you taken his 3, Joker?
No, I haven't. I was actually putting that one off for last. I was going to take 5 and then 3.
Okay.
Why 5 before 3?
I'm just not taking it. Yeah.
Okay. You know, he could be good with Clayface if you take that legendary, and Wonder Girl's whip would hit less hard.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Well, I've had him in there with that Steppenwolf comp with Adam, and my tank will either be Wonder Girl. I mean, I'm sorry, not Wonder Girl. Donna Troy or Clayface, and he does work pretty good with Clayface, especially when he does the AOE attack. It gets the crits going, and Steppenwolf just adds much more turn meter to everybody. So he's fun with them.
You know what? Actually, Steppenwolf uses AOE to put evasion down when
Yes.
someone misses, and
He
then
might hit.
Owlman will just come in after Steppenwolf
Yep.
does his thing, and that way it doesn't miss.
Yeah,
Yep.
that could work. That definitely could
No,
work. My problem
the
is
two of them are good together. He just doesn't put out much damage.
But
Yeah.
the problem, Kage, is with both of them together, you're likely not to miss.
Yeah, it's kind of overkill.
Yeah, I really feel like they missed the boat with the can't miss on his 3. He really needed to be there.
Yeah, but I think he's okay.
Yeah.
He's like a B character.
Yeah, that's very sad right now.
Though a lot of people were saying when I mentioned that he's probably a B just based on first impressions, they're like, well, how is he a B and Rose a C? So I'm like, yeah, maybe you got a point. But we'll revisit
Well,
that next month.
We might, but Rose
Rose
her
works off
problem is
silence,
that
not
she
crits. Yeah.
her thing is silence isn't. There's not that much support for silence right now, and her chances of silencing someone is really low.
I agree with that.
At least I can give her she can hit at least pretty hard, and she's got some longevity there. She can stand in there on her own. I think what is it? She have damage immunity or death immunity, one or the other.
Oh yeah, she's got better survivability, and
Yes.
she does better damage.
Yeah.
So I will give her that.
So let's
I
actually
don't know.
move on to Joker next. We'll save Sexy Lexi for last. So I'll start with you, M4, since I know you're not a huge fan of Joker.
I want to go last because I have no
Well, we got-
problems with the kit.
All right, so
Okay.
I guess
I'll go
let's let
first.
Joker go first then, because this is his baby.
I'm loving the changes. I wanted more out of it, but maybe that's just me being selfish. But
I'm glad to hear you love it, because at first wasn't sure what I didn't know what your actual response was going to be to that.
well, anything is better than the Enrage kit that they gave him originally.
Yeah.
That rework was horrible. So getting the bleeds back is a big plus. That he responds every time he gets hit by a bleeder to attack back is beautiful, especially with a Wonder Girl in the field. When she takes that turn to do an AoE, if she's bleeding, he'll pop her and kill her most of the time.
He does so much damage now.
Yeah. And he's got a little bit of a, I don't know if you want to call it glitch or not, but he can cheat death. If he's hit and he's going to die, he'll retaliate on that bleeding character, and if he gets a kill on it, he gets that heal back, and he just cheated.
That's interesting.
I never noticed that. That's interesting.
It's very hard to pull off, but when it does, it's awesome.
Damn. You gotta.
It doesn't take away a star or anything, so.
You really gotta max him out for that though, so he can hit harder and so take the hits.
What is yours,
Well-
Joker? Is it? Did you rebirth him yet?
He's RB2 right now. If he has an event in January, I intend on taking him to 5.
Nice. Lude actually took him to RB2, and man, it murders my Donna Troy.
Dude,
You know what? He has the shards. He doesn't have the tokens. So he
Joker.
thinks Be thankful.
Joker is so annoying in Siege. Like, I hate fighting him. But he's so good. He's so good. He's been my MVP, along with Etrigan.
I heard
I
Etrigan's
like.
bad though.
I wonder where you heard that.
Lex.
Go ahead, Joker.
Yeah,
No, I was saying Etrigan in the Siege. He's working with Lex pretty good. I think he's one of the few in there that does the self-buffing, so you can get that
and he does it
over the
fast.
hill going.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So-
I'm liking Joker and Siren together in Siege right now. I'm having a lot of fun just pouring on the bleeds and yeah.
I haven't used Siren once in Siege.
Me too. I've never used her in Siege.
I haven't touched her. She's
Yeah,
at gear.
I'm dying for her to get a rework because I've never put her down. I think all throughout the year, anytime I want to put a bleed comp together, I can't pass her up. I put her in there as the mystic that's going to pour out the bleeds.
Yeah. She's got a lot of potential, but I think power creep, kind of just overtook her.
Yeah.
All right, M4, let's hear it.
All right. So, like I said earlier, Joker's probably heard some of this already. So the kit itself. So Bluth was kind of like annoyed at me for saying like, "Why are you saying he's bad? You just urged me to rebirth him." So the kit is fine. He's good. My problem is like lore-wise and like DCL consistency. All right. So I'm gonna get started. So for one, he got special damage. So great. We now have another special damage red. The question is, why is it Joker? None of his moves look like special damage, right? He's shooting at you with that. I don't know what kind of gun that is. I don't know how that is special damage. So
It's a pop gun.
exactly, how is that special? So that's
Dr.
one.
Poison pokes you with a needle.
Nobody else has
Special
one.
damage. Come
Well,
on.
let's not get started on Dr. Poison. But anyway, so why is he special damage? I don't know. Second, you're bleeding. Why are you getting stupid? So Harley is okay, right? She enrages you. You become dumber, right? Because you're blinded with rage. So Joker should have the same trigger, right? You should have intelligence downs if he enrages you, which makes perfect sense, right? Now you're
Yeah.
bleeding and like, why am I suddenly dumber? I might be, in pain, but I'm not dumber, right? And
You're
then
overthinking it.
I know
Go
it's just a kid. So and then the thing is, he could have been the opportunity to make Enrage, cool again. Well, it's never been cool, but like the opportunities are missed. So like Eclipso, Mr. Freeze, imagine them working with Joker would have been perfect, right? Someone to enrage and then someone to punish them. Like downs from Joker and then Mr. Freeze would shoot you down, right? That would have been something. And
Well,
then the last, go ahead.
No, you finish up on, go ahead.
And then then the last thing maybe is this is just it could have been a missed opportunity. He could have been the third deceased tune, right, with his Joker toxin. That's just like a minor gripe. It could have gone either way.
What was that last part? I'm sorry.
Oh, his Joker toxin. It could have been disease, right?
Yeah, I tried.
It could have been. But otherwise, the kit is great. I just don't think it fits Joker. That's all.
Yeah.
I think, listen to you lore-wise in there, with the Enrage bit. I was talking to quite a few of them in there about the Enrage, and the Venom really doesn't enrage as much as it anytime you look in the comics or even in the movies, it kills you too fast. They start getting a few laughs out, they drop down dead. And I think that stack of bleeds you have on there, along with the intelligence down, is supposed to be them losing it as the toxin sinking into them and literally making them stupid with laughter before they die.
You're justifying how good he is, though. Just
What's that?
you're just justifying it because he's so damn good now.
No. This was really my perspective before they even started getting into it. I thought the Enrage thing was stupid. I really don't see it. I mean, Harley, I get it. She's taunting you. She's goading you. She's getting you upset, calling you names or something, getting your attention to come after her. Not really, enraging as like a mind control thing, but just pissing you off.
Right. I do get the lore part, you can go either way. It's just that they should have made Enraged consistent in DCL, right? If you're Enraged, you could get, dumber, right? Because they kind of struggled with Enraged, right? What are we supposed to do with Enraged, right?
Well, right
They got-
now it's more like as a buff to me, and you got Atrocitus and Wonder Girl, and anybody that gets enraged right now, it's more of a perk, and I'm not digging the direction they went with it.
Yeah, more often than not, yes, it's a perk.
So for Legendary Order, I kind of struggled with him a little bit. I initially took his 2 first, and then I was going with 1, then I think 5, and 3, and then 4. Anybody think completely differently, or?
That's about what I got. What about you, Joker?
It's been a while since I paid attention to his order because I've had him L5 for the longest in Rebirth. So, yeah, all I could say is I would take Killing Joke last if anybody had a choice there.
Yeah.
That's 2 bleed on death. It's,
Yeah,
garbage.
I took that last. The first one I took was his 2, which gives you the turn meter up, because usually, more times than not, you open with that. And then I thought that his 1, whenever you're doing the counterattacks, you want to be able to crit on that. So that was kind of my logic on that. And then I liked his 5 was to use that ability on bleeding enemies, which makes it so that he will counterattack.
Okay.
That sounds legit.
Yeah, just want to point out for Siege, if you're gonna use him, you might want to take the 3 early,
Yeah.
so you can deal with Swamp Thing.
Yeah, it's huge, that heal immunity. I wanted to take it sooner, but I felt like it was still 4th just for that reason. But you're right, for Siege purposes, if
You have to take
building
it.
around Siege, then yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've not seen that many Swamp Things, so I mean, you really can't go wrong either way.
Yeah.
If you're fighting a lot of Swamp Things, sure, but I'm not fighting a lot of Swamp Thing. It's mostly Black Adam.
I'm catching a lot of Atrocitus in there, so
I
don't know
haven't
about
seen any. Not a
I
single
have
one.
not seen a single one. Yeah.
no.
So all right, so moving on. Let's move on to Sexy Lexi, who is the character of the month, probably the character of the next several months, maybe longer.
Maybe the
I
character
know.
of the year.
M4 believes he's a flash in the pants. I think he's got some serious lasting power. I'm debating if I'm gonna start rebirthing him soon or not. I can't decide. Torn on that one. I don't know if I want to do another fun character like Flash or what, but anyway, so we'll start with you, Joker. I know you were a big Lex fan. This is your month.
Yeah, I had both of them rebirth before they got this rework, so it was a nice deal for me. Lex is gorgeous right now. The overheals, the team lead, it's so empowering right now. I fly through my red alerts now with him. Yeah, he's just a beautiful rework. Every single move is kicking.
I actually, red alerts. I just run Lex, Beast Boy, Mary, and Donna Troy, and just hit auto and fly through it.
Yeah, you pretty much can't go wrong with him right now.
Yeah, he makes any team possible, really.
Yeah. You still got that little danger of Wonder Girl if you're buffing way too high. She can whip him pretty good.
Well, that's the problem too. Is she is the best counter to Lex, and she's the best counter to like 90% of the characters, but especially to Lex, she's the only one who can consistently deal with them. And, oh God, I'm so tired of her again. She was just starting to kind of fade into the distance just a little bit, and then now with all her sales and Lex being so dominant, and you kind of need her to exist, but I hate her.
Right. You're kind of hitting on one of the reasons why I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring Wonder Girl back. I mean, she's taking a back seat, and now after Siege, I bet you she's gonna pop up every time because everyone's gonna want to use Lex.
My problem with Lex, and he's a fantastic character. I've had a lot of fun with him, but I'm already starting to get a little bit of Lex fatigue, and I just don't see him not being a dominant character for this foreseeable future. Because, I mean, what team can you not beat with a Lex team at this point? It's only another Lex team, and is your team faster than the other Lex team?
Right. You hit the nail on the head on why I don't like Lex. I'm not saying he's bad. Quite the opposite. He's good. He's actually too good.
He
Well,
makes
you know,
small speedsters relevant.
Yeah.
I'm not taking him in against the Batgirl Harley comps. That's not working for me. I'll go to my other go-to teams to beat those.
Yeah, I'd say that's the only one. Evasion is his only real counter. But Owlman kind of makes it so it's possible.
And also, the thing is, we're going back into the speed game. You're seeing this in Siege a lot, right? Especially in the top. Not so everyone's kind to bring. All right, someone's gonna bring Castaway. They're gonna bring their Castaway or their Flash. Oh, you have Flash. I need to bring someone faster. I'm gonna bring my Reverse Flash, and now you see everyone using Wally again, right? It's just a matter of who goes first, and then they win. It's not even a contest anymore, right? It's just a back to the speed meta, like who goes first wins.
Yeah, it's so funny because you're seeing you saw in Siege, you saw Castaway, then your first it was Etrigan, then Castaway, then I started breaking out my RB5 Flash because that was fun and annoying, and then you saw Reverse Flash, and then you saw Iron Flash, and then you saw Iron Flash and Brainiac.
Castaway. Oh yeah.
So it's yeah, definitely whoever goes first wins, and that's
Right. That doesn't really looks that much fun to me. And then I don't know after Siege what's gonna happen, but I bet you a lot of people we're gonna see like 90% of Lex teams out there. Granted, there's gonna be variety, but it's mostly gonna be him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already worried about that. And the thing is that they're very slow to adjust to the meta. I mean, how long has Wonder Girl been the best character in the game? We're going on 2 years now. So, and there's really never been a true counter to her other than,
Nope.
I mean, Booster Gold slowed her down, but even then, she still whips off his true sight when he gets it. So he's not
No,
really.
I think the only thing you can do is bring in the strong blues.
Yeah.
Black Adam rework, Wonder Girl took a back seat, and so people just had more strong blue options.
Well, that's because the buff meta slowed down for a little while. But now we're back to a buff meta. So, and granted, it's fine. That part of it's fine, but I don't see a true counter to Lex. I would love to see a Jay Garrett rework where he actually eats real turn meter, like a huge amount, or there's some kind of penalty. There could be some kind of turn meter down penalty for buffing, like a new leader that does that. That would slow down the Lex meta, or give you a true counter.
I think Red Hood's going to get somebody in his compositions there that might change things up. I could see his lead chewing through it pretty quick. He
never gets a turn though.
He just needs the
problem.
right person with him.
Well,
I don't see how I don't see how he gets a turn. You just bring Lex with Brainiac. The enemy team's not gonna get a turn. It's so easy. It's so damn easy. You just go first.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if
Lex
there's a counter. Actually, that's what I'm going to work on over the next couple weeks is to figure out what a good Lex true counter would be.
I actually
Siren's been working for me.
So there are actually 3 tunes that punishes buffing. Unfortunately, I sent it to someone and I forgot. I know one of them is what's his name? The one with the trident, evil guy.
Subas?
Black Manta.
What?
Yeah, there are 3 tunes that punishes buffing. I have to research. I have to find my notes. I kind of forgot about it. So
Orm? He silences you?
Yeah, Orm is one, and then there's 2 others that when you buff, they do something. I will try to find it.
Talia makes you bleed.
Something. Anyway.
I think Dr. Fate only works on the heal.
Yeah, it is not really buffing. And he doesn't affect Lex because it's a passive heal.
Yeah, it really doesn't work against Lex. I tested it.
Anyway, maybe when we do are you going to do a Lex episode, Hate, or is this it?
I'm sure we'll end up talking about him again. But I didn't want. This is kind of the meta report. For those of you listening, this is the meta report for the 3 characters because this is holiday month. We're going to do a bunch of year-end episodes. I think we're going to do we got a bunch of stuff, and we have like a week and a half to do them, so we gotta. Speaking of which, we need to figure those out. But I wanted to do kind of the year-end look, character of the year, rework of the year type of question, episodes. So I'm sure he'll come up again because he is the meta now. So we'll definitely talk about that. But I do want to work on. I think finding some counter teams for him will be fun. I'd love that might even be my rebirth strategy is to rebirth against Lex just for fun. So that's something to
Oh,
consider.
that means an RB5 Wonder Girl.
No, I'm not doing Wonder Girl. There's already one. There's already one in the wild that somebody posted, and I think it was Bizarro.
Radagast.
He posted somebody's, and then Vincent will have his RB5 in no time.
Yeah, he's just waiting on tokens. I'm sure he has the charge.
Yeah.
There's two out there. There's the one
Two?
Bizarro posted, and then Zeus from UJLA. He's got one that he posted on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
No, that was a screenshot he pulled from Bizarro.
Was it? I thought that was his own.
No, that's the same. That's the same Wonder Girl. So it's only one right now.
And I've never run into that guy, so that's a good thing. But Vincent, I will.
I run into him a lot.
I'll see.
Yeah,
his
same
He
here.
runs for his team comp. It's Rebirth, Hal Jordan, Deadshot, Suicide Squad, Power Girl, and Wonder Girl.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah, it's a nasty team. I fought it. It's not easy. It's a really hard fight, actually.
I still, when you don't come prepared for Power Girl, she's still the scariest. And I think if she was Rebirth 5, she'd be one of the most horrifying characters. If you're not coming prepared.
Yeah.
About an RB5 Starfire.
I'm going to do that eventually. I have her RB2 right now. But my problem is I have so many greens. My next character cannot be green. I mean, and that's why I'm probably not going to do Lex just because he's green. So I don't.
Well, Lex doesn't need the rebirth anyway. He's just.
Yeah, I mean, it helps him survive the whip, though. That's the big thing. And an RB5 Wonder Girl was going to whip him to oblivion, so.
Yeah.
But I'm going to probably go anti-Wonder Girl. Actually, Red Hood is starting to move up on my list because I have a feeling he's going to be your only hope for an anti-Lex team, so.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. That or Black Manta with a Siren combo or some kind of bleeds going.
Yeah, something. I don't know. I'm gonna play with it. That's gonna be my rest of the year mess around with.
I just remembered someone who can possibly counter Lex. Ultraman, his AoE provides buff immunity. If you can't buff, you can't proc Lex leader, right?
Problem is you
thing
gotta
is,
turn.
He just needs to get a turn though.
The thing is, I run my Lex with Orm all the time, and he's just constantly purging all those buff immunities or heal immunities that get dropped on my guys. So it's not, yeah.
I haven't run Orm much with him, and I really should because I bet he's like that's a match made in heaven. And with Flash.
And I've him, Penguin, and Reverse Flash back in Lex, and my defense record is really looking good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I might just run him Flash, Lex, Flash, Orm, and Penguin. That would be a fun team, and annoying.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ultraman might be pretty good. The more I'm looking at him, the more I'm thinking he's probably a solid character.
Well, we'll see. We'll see when the sale drops.
Yeah, since I have Spectre still gearing, I'm gonna go ahead and gear him day one. Mess around with him.
Any of you guys have him legendary at all, or no?
Not yet. He's my gear a day right now.
Who? Ultraman?
Yeah. Until
Loot has him at L1.
Okay.
And it's doing work for him.
yeah, he's actually doing pretty good.
I haven't seen the look for him yet, but I can't stand the gaudiness of the regular look. So I'm curious to see how that legendary looks on him.
Yeah, I think his legendary looks a lot better from what I remember because I've seen Loots. He's not scary on defense at L1, but it's only L1, so.
Yeah. I can think of that many that are that scary at L1.
No,
Not
not too many. The only person that was an exception to that was Alan Scott in Siege when it was Du Bois.
Mm.
Yes, I remember that. It carried him to World's Finest. He's that good.
All right, well, why don't we wrap this up here?
All right, guys. Well, good talk. Oh, Lex Legendary Order. Let's talk about that real fast before we end this, because there is a little bit of controversy on that one. I personally think his 4 has to be first because that's what makes his team go. That crit chance and 10% turn meter up to all allies when you get the buff. Anybody
Yes, it
disagree
should
with
be.
that?
Nope.
No.
I mean, there's no reason to ever run a not leader if you're going to run him. I mean, he's not bad
But,
outside of leader, but he's, you
but
know,
he doesn't have a passive. Yeah,
yeah.
he's not very good outside of leader.
I personally go with his 1 next. That buff immunity is just too important. I know
Agreed.
some people like his 2 better than his 1. And then this is kind of where everybody differs. I'm of the mind to take his 3 twice, so you get the silence for the call. I want the call assist. I think that's
Yep.
more important than the 2 debuffs and apply 20% turn meter to all allies. But I could see the argument for his 2.
So my argument is take the 2 earlier because usually with his 3, if you're ever going to use it, you end up nuking them anyway. So the call assist is kind of just overkill.
See, I find
It's helpful versus the Donna Troy teams. You hitting that first wave, taking out the awareness, and that call assist is grabbing somebody else to possibly or hopefully kill the target.
You don't have to kill them. So like Black Adam, you can silence and call assist on him just to make sure he doesn't nuke your team. So there's some usage to it.
Yeah, it's hard. Just take him to L5.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
one of the ones that is a very, like, he's an L5 character. If you're gonna run him L5 but I agree, the call assist, I use it all the time on characters that I know he's not gonna damage their blues, but he calls the assist and some, with Etrigan or whoever, and I use them to kill people all the time with that call assist. So
And just to remove early the turn meter alone is just it's freaking helpful.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I use that all the time for that reason too. So I mean, granted, you don't need the legendary for the turn meter, but the call, like M4 was saying, to put the silence on Black Adam, because if he does his 3, especially if you're facing freaking Lucas's L5 or RB5 Black Adam that's carrying him this siege, you have to silence him because his 3 or his AOE will nuke your entire team. So
Yeah, I just ran into his team like 2 days ago. That was fun.
Oh, how was that RB5 Black Adam? Is it that scary or what?
Yeah, I just kept him frozen because I had Reverse Flash pulling the speed out of him. I had Lex pulling back, Penguin using his TM back, and Orm as well. And I just kept on freezing him up and slowly picking at him until he was dead. He didn't get a shot off.
Nice.
but Lucas has definitely given us a serious challenge. I'm out of the race. I've lost too many times. So it's Kage's trying to be the first non-Bullseed max roster winner of Siege and Loots up there. And then I'm sure Sheriff is in the running. He hides his energy. So you never know with him, but he always seems to come out of the woodworks right at the end.
Yeah. He didn't say much, but
Hence he's the king of Siege. So.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we will wrap it up with that. Any final... Oh, one thing to mention, Warner Brothers, if you've made it to 32 minutes, which I'm sure you haven't, you could do a little better with these Christmas sales. It's not a sale if it's a Christmas fleecing. I mean, at least make them better than the regular sales. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah.
9,000
They don't listen to these
gems
podcasts. They don't
Give us
listen to
a
these
boat.
podcasts.
Give us a BOGO at least.
9,000 gems for a rebirth token and 2,000 gems worth of energy. I mean, come on. Not even
Yeah.
the biggest whales in my alliance, which we all have serious mental issues when it comes to this game, and probably outside of it. And we wouldn't even buy that pack. I mean, that's pretty bad. And we gobble up those rebirth tokens like they're
Candy.
candy. So, but anyway, with that, thanks for listening.
Hey everyone, it's Tutitron. Thank you for listening to WROL Broadcast. If you like the show, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/WROL Broadcasts.